Hey, what's up? This is Todd Smith. I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about the Behringer TD-3. I recently got it. I had no idea it was coming in by somebody I helped out within the synthesizer space. His name is Bruce, and I really can't thank Bruce enough. But jumping into the TD-3, I had no idea I was ever getting. I got it yesterday. I spent last night kind of exploring the inner sequencer. And this morning, I actually hooked it up into my iPad and made that little kind of ditty you just heard. It was a very simple sequence, but I kind of wanted to see how it reacted with the iPad, how the sequencing went, and it was really, really nice and really fluid. The MIDI in reacted really well, and I've had zero issues with the MIDI in of this machine. The internal sequencer is definitely very old school. They added a few new goodies in there, but overall it's very much the old school sequencer and concept that made acid what it is. So if you want to make those really niche acid lines, the internal sequencer is absolutely perfect for that. You're going to pull that acid sound instantly out of this machine when you get used to that internal sequencer. Me, myself, I will probably be using it more like you see now with Gadget hooked up to my rack like you see with my other gear. But if I do want that more traditional acid sequence for some reason, I would be using the internal sequencer of this machine. So it's cool that you have MIDI to kind of bring in modern sequencing if you want, or you have the actual classic old school sequencer that will almost instantly bring out that acid vibe. The biggest weak point I see right now is the fact that it's all plastic. The other ones that you see in the rack, they have metal with them. They're heavier units. This is 100% plastic, so it's very light. It's very easy to kind of like knock around and shift, especially if it's on a smooth surface. You might be playing with the cutoff and it might slide easy because it's very light. So, having it within a little stand, maybe something that's kind of sticking it to the table, could be something that some people definitely want because it is very, very light. And if it gets pulled on, like the wire, it could be so easy to pull off the table. Obviously, that's to keep costs down, and I'm not holding against it being plastic, but it is something you're going to want to know when purchasing that it is 100% plastic, and I feel I could throw this thing halfway across the world. But light isn't necessarily bad. When you're bringing it out to a show, it's going to be light, it's going to be portable, it's going to be small. But at the same time, at a show, it's going to be very light, and again, cord pulls, which happens at shows. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there. It's just definitely, to me, the standout weak point of the machine, but again, that keeps costs down. So I do not hold that against it. The built-in distortion is really, really nice. I cycled both waveforms and kind of played around with the distortion in that little jam thing, so you kind of got a concept of both waveforms. I have no real noise from the machine that I've noticed, like high-end noise that disrupts anything. All the knobs are very reactive and feel very good. And the sequencer itself is very confusing at the beginning and kind of weird, and that's kind of what made acid what it is. It's just a weird sequencer. It even has a randomization mode. I'm not sure if that was on the old school one. It's cool that it's there, but I actually like building my own from the ground up. It's really fun that way. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Like I said, I don't think too many of those sequences will make it into my final songs, but you never know. This sequencer is kind of random, so you never really know when you'll find something that's going to kind of fit into something else. I definitely got a really good concept of how to use it last night when I played with it, so I'll probably do a video on how to use this and how to make your own sequence from scratch and the way I found it really effective last night, just to help out the people who get this machine. That is something they don't really describe super big within the manual. Overall, if you want Acid for the price, I mean, you really can't beat it. Again, expect to see a sequencing video in the next few days. As always, I need to thank you guys for taking the time to check out the video and support this channel. Without your views and the Patreon support, I wouldn't have motivation to pump out content pretty much every single day, push my dreams forward, and I can't thank you enough for that motivation. And as always, stay positive, stay creative, support each other. In peace.